A U.S. District Court held a hearing this week regarding public use of the Rocky Flats National Wildlife Refuge. The debate is whether or not the land should be open to the public as recreation space. Many environmentalists oppose the plan, saying it is unsafe due to the land's history of producing nuclear bomb triggers. Scott, we're a ways away from an actual decision on this case, but we're seeing more hearings. Is it that important that we have more open space land available this close to what was a former nuclear trigger plant when we're in a state known for its open space and we have gobs of it? What do you think?
You know, I'll confess, I moved to Colorado in 2000, so I came here kind of immediately after the high-profile court case around the site. And with this hearing, it was actually an opportunity for me to take a brief, tour of the history around the site, which has been absolutely dramatic. And so this hearing is sort of the last chapter in how to handle this site. And I think it's just a reminder that we have to be, vis-a-vis what we just talked about, we have to be enormously careful around how we use land, and we have to be thinking about the repercussions of it for those who will come after. And so for me, as somebody who came here as a transplant, has been here for a while, it has been just a fascinating, opportunity to learn more about the history of the site.
Well, Jeff, what do you think? I mean, we are making a lot of hay out of trying to use space that may not really need to be used right now.
Well, I'll tell you, as a native, the words Rocky Flats has always been like saying boogeyman. There's never been a positive connotation attached to that. And I'll just ask, would you allow your children or your loved ones to go into a park area that you knew used to be a site where these nuclear bomb triggers were produced? For me, I'm going to say no. And I'll just punt from there. No, no, and no.
You're in a long line of people who have punted on the Rocky Flats issue. Don't sweat that. Patty, what do you think? Westward has been covering this very well for decades. From what we've seen this week, what do we need to know?
Well, and in fact, I was there. I toured Rocky Flats, the property, last month, and I don't think I'm glowing or have two heads, but you can let me know if you see it. But there are things that are still very concerning about it, and it will be a beautiful open space if it's remediated and if it ever actually opens. The fact that Fish and Wildlife had set a specific date of September 15th is what brought this hearing to the forefront, because there was a date set. The big argument here is that there just haven't been enough tests and enough tests recently, and I do think that is the issue here. They need to do some more testing. Some of the surrounding municipalities now are saying we need that. No one is ever going to agree on just how safe Rocky Flats is, but we need to go one step further on the testing.
David, wrap it up for us.
Well, when I was at the Attorney General's office, I briefly worked on the Rocky Flats issue for a little while in the late 80s. And more generally, I represented the clients at the Colorado Department of Public Health and the Environment, who part of the history of Rocky Flats is there's been a 2-decade cleanup there supervised by them. Also EPA involved, but the Department of Health has been very tough, and I can tell you those people are very highly skilled scientifically, and they are very strongly committed to, when do cleanups at places like this, to getting to all the appropriate legal and scientific standards for safety. So if they say that it's safe, I trust their scientific judgment.